Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about Ethermon. Ethermon is a crypto project that I came across a few weeks ago and I've gotten really involved in it. I'm really enjoying it, and I decided to make this video because I saw a lot of questions being asked again and again without any clear documentation or anywhere that answers these questions. So I thought I'd just put together this getting started / FAQ guide to answer most of those questions. So first and foremost, what is Ethermon? Well, if you've ever played Pokemon, which I'm sure many of you have, then you're familiar with the whole concept of catching, breeding, and battling your monsters. One of the things I really like about Ethermon is the whole Pokemon style aesthetic, which I'm really enjoying. So what makes Ethermon different from Pokemon? Well, if you know anything about crypto, and I'm going to assume that you do, all of these creatures are existing on the blockchain, which means that they are NFTs, they are tradable, you can sell them, you can buy them, and so on. Currently, though, they are in the process of making them all on the blockchain. Right now, there is a mix of creatures that exist off the chain and on the chain, and I'll get into that a little bit later. So if you wanted to get started with Ethermon, there's a few ways that you could do that. The team periodically puts out some free Ethermon on their starter store that you can grab. Unfortunately, due to hoarding, they have taken them off, so there are currently no free on-chain mons that you can get. You can get 3 starter mons when you create an account, but these guys are off-chain. Right now, they have just also minted some new Gen 0 Ethermon. These are mons that used to be before on the Ethereum blockchain and are now on the Matic chain. What the heck does that mean? Well, the project was initially started in 2017, and then it was called Ethermon.com, and then there was, from my understanding, a spin-off project called Ethermon Reborn, and this all kind of happened because the original Ethermon team stopped working on the project, and the new guys just kind of incorporated everything that was from the old system. So they took the old Ethermon, which were on the Ethereum blockchain, and have incorporated them into this project. However, due to rising gas fees and making it very expensive to do any kind of transactions on the Ethereum network, they are moving it over to the Polygon, also known as Matic network, which, as far as I understand, still runs off Ethereum, but it's a lot cheaper, it's a lot faster, and that should make it a lot easier to transfer your mons and so on. So yeah, essentially at this point in time, you can end up with 2 sets of creatures, some that are Ethereum, some that are Matic, and you can see here some of them have the Matic label, which tells you that they are on the Matic chain, and if they don't have it, then they are on the Ethereum chain. So, you've picked up your mons. What are the things that you can do? Well, again, previously there was an adventure mode, which I have not had a chance to experience, but I've heard it was one of the highlights of it. And you could basically send your Ethermon to places around the world where they could do actions and pick up items, potentially find new mons to add to your collection, and level up and gain experience and so on. The team is revamping that. Probably, it was an on-chain activity and they're shifting that over to Matic. So I'm guessing that's why they've taken it down. So right now, there's really only 2 things that you can do with your Ethermon. You can level them up using the 2D arena. And here there's a few ladders that you can participate in depending on the level of your mon, whether they are evolved or whether they are on-chain, off-chain, and on Matic or on Ethereum. Right now, the only currency you can earn is Emon, which is tradable, and this is given to people that reach a certain rank in the ladder rank chain mode. You can see here I'm not doing too well. I'm focusing on leveling my creatures. And this is kind of how battle mode works, where you go in, you put together your team, and I've got here my lower level mons because I'm leveling them up. And it's a bit interesting how this works. It's different from Pokemon, where in Pokemon you would have 6 Mons. Here you have 3 Mons that battle and 3 that act as support. And this is really interesting because some of the Mons are designed to be supports, and they actually will buff up their corresponding attacking Mon, but they don't actually participate in the battle. So keep that in mind. The other way that it's different from Pokemon is that when you go into a fight, your Mons will fight 1-to-1. So in this case, my Dynamouse here would fight the first one, the Purghast the second one, and my Chiari the third one. And they fight on their own. There's no commands you give. You just kind of need to set them up, get the typing right, and try and make sure that you have more battle power than your opponent. There's not really much else to it. I would imagine that they will add more complexity to this down the line, but as it stands, that's what it is. Every day you get 20 energy, or 10 energy if you don't own any on-chain Mons, 20 energy if you do own some NFT Mons, and every battle uses up energy. If you want to change the formation of your team, that uses up energy, and that refreshes every day. As you battle, you'll complete quests, and the quests will give you more energy. If you win enough times, you'll also acquire this little currency here, which is called marks. This is a non-tradable currency. You may be able to convert it in the future, but right now it has no purpose. So the main goal right now is to just stockpile it for when it does have a purpose. And there's also 2 ways here that you can earn some Mons by winning enough battles, up to 3. And even though these Mons will be off-chain initially, the team has said that they are going to give us ways to convert all of our off-chain Mons into on-chain Mons by minting them down the line. Aside from that, that's pretty much all you can do on the website. The other thing is taking your Ethermon into Decentraland. And this is, where it kind of gets really interesting, and it adds a whole new element to it. Decentraland does not seem to be working today, which is a bit of a headache. Let's give it another go. Oh, wants me to change over to Ethereum. For those of you who don't know, Decentraland is kind of like a Second Life platform where everything is actually owned by players, from the land to the properties and so on. If you haven't heard, this is where recently some virtual land was sold for over $1 million, or close to $1 million, which blows my mind. So you can see here, this is an Ethermon site that's been created by this owner. This site is a little buggy, so I'm actually going to change over to another one. I always end up going to that one. It's so annoying. Okay, here we are. Let's wait for some things to load in. Oh, here we go. This is a little Ethermon location. So typically what you're doing here is you go to one of these sites, very much in alpha, and there's a bunch of slimes that spawn here. So we seem to have fallen into again, as I said, it's an alpha, so things don't always work. So you'll see here on the right that we've got the Ethermon logo and my marks currency. There's actually supposed to be a panel here which shows up, which gives you your Mon details and allows you to pick your Mon. This happens very frequently, so if it's not working, all you need to do is just refresh it. And right now, sometimes I spend more time refreshing than actually interacting with the mons. So it's a grind. If you really want the prizes, I recommend you grind through it, but it is a pain. All right, let's see if we get lucky. All right, there we go. So you can see the panel is over here on the right. And I've got my various mons all here. The number of mons that can appear in Decentraland, they've said, is limited. You can't get all of them here. So they are planning to add that more over time. Every mon has to be modeled in 3D. It's not as easy as doing it in 2D. But, you know, the starter mons are all there. The ones that you can buy in the store are all here. So, again, it's a pretty good place to start. Battle is a little bit more involved here than in the 2D mode. So, let's select my mon and let's get into a little fight. And this works a little bit more like Pokemon, but I really like it because it's not turn-based. It's real-time. And I do hope that that's a feature that they keep, but just polish it up. So, you pick your mon, you pick the slime, and you can attack it. And you pick your attacks down here. There's a little energy bar, and as you pick your attacks, it consumes the energy. And because it's real time, you want to do it faster than the slime can attack you. Otherwise, it can get into a really lengthy battle, especially if your mons are higher level. And then when you kill them, you'll get a bag where you can get marks and silver tickets. As I've said, the marks are great for stockpiling. We'll be able to do something with them in the future. The silver tickets are for Ethermon draws that they do every so often. So again, really good to stockpile them. Just come in here, do the grind with your mons, kill some slimes, pick up some tickets, and that's pretty much it. And that's pretty much the state of Ethermon right now. There's not a lot else that you can do. There's a lot of stuff on the way that's coming in. It's a really exciting time to be part of the Ethermon community. There's tons of stuff on the way. I'm really excited for Adventure Mode to come back. They've got the 3 free mons in the store. Just a couple of things to be wary of. If you are looking at the documentation or, you know, older articles, you'll see some references to a currency called Emont with a T. That's not a scam. That is an older version of the currency that they're using. It's no longer in use. I think they're allowing you to convert Emont to Emon, but I would not recommend getting your hands on it. Just focus on Emon. And yeah, I hope that you guys enjoy being a part of the Ethermon community. Come on in. And I think there might be a referral code. If it is, I will drop it in the description below. And yeah, welcome to the community. I hope you guys have a good time, and I hope this answered all your questions. If there's anything in here that I didn't answer, please feel free to leave a comment below, and please like and subscribe. Thanks.